see people everywhere. Combing my hair, bring with me alrighty then. Okay. Alrighty then. Happy Friday night, peeps. Welcome to Friday Night Builds with Stereo Studs. I spent so much time angling that camera so that it was straight, and I'm just watching the stream here, and it's not straight. So I'm going to go and give it a little tweak. Okay. Right, I think that's a bit better. Alright, so yeah, Friday night, let's do this. So yeah, another Friday Night Builds. We are carrying on with a build from last Friday night actually, and it was built during the week as well. So we have Studgate Station here. It's another train station for my collection. It's set number 910002. It's part of the BrickLink designer program, the invitational series back in 2023. It was designed by Pablo Sanhez Jimenez. He was the guy that came up with this design, and it got put forward and created into a set, a pretty wonderful set if you ask me. So we've got quite a chunk through the build. We're definitely over halfway, and we've got all of the sort of foundations on the lower section finished. We've got this front pavement section here where you get access into the platforms into the station. We've got this other platform on the far side here. We've got this little raised area up here where there's some seats and tables and things like that. And obviously we built this staircase and then this support here. So tonight we're going to start on what I suppose will be the upper section. So there's quite a big area that sits atop the actual station itself, with various bits and pieces like a viewing gallery. There's another area to sit and eat and stuff, and then there's a big dome and everything on top as well. It's all very grand. So that's what we're going to be working on now, and then at some point, presumably closer to the end, there's actually big sort of curved windows that form the sort of sides. So we're on the bag number 13. I'm just going to crack it open here. So we've literally an entire bag full of Technic pins. So I think this is quite a big sort of substructure build. So we don't have physical instructions for this. So it's all just based on digital instructions. We've got them on the computer here beside me. The instructions are quite small. I find them a lot harder to work with than physical instructions, but that's just the way these sets are, so there's not much to do about that. So we've lots of sort of large elements here as well, lots of these Technic, I don't really know what to call these. It's like two 1x8 bricks with the Technic holes and 1x4s, and they're all sort of connected into that sort of rigid, solid rectangular piece. And obviously, we've got all these. We've got like the full bag of Technic pins, so we're going to be working quite hard at pulling this kind of substructure together. It's very Technic heavy, so I'll keep it good and sturdy anyway. It's all black as well, so I think this is going to be a somewhat tedious, boring part of the build at this stage anyway. But obviously, it's the only way to build it and sort of retain some sort of structural integrity, because as far as I can tell at the minute, there has to be a support somewhere to the rear of the building, but I don't really understand where it is or how it works. We've kind of got this section here which has been built up with a set of stairs that bring you up to the roof section, but it also presumably creates a section that holds this rear, or this roof and upper section in place. So we've got that in, but I don't entirely understand at this stage how the roof is actually supported in from the rear. So time will tell. I suppose it's the way to build that will become a bit more relevant. So for now, it's just a whole lot of Technic. We're just putting together a lot of these pieces and joining some of these larger Technic bricks as well. We're probably going to work our way through a lot of these larger plates and stuff that kind of been sitting on for some time now. Where's that go? So hard to see these instructions. I suspect that I'll make a lot of mistakes when I'm doing this, because it's just very hard to understand exactly where the pins are meant to line up. And also hard to see what in the heck I'm meant to be using here. So I don't know if I was looking to put in some plate. I don't think it's that. And these, no. All these instructions are just ridiculous. I hate them. Got another bag full of plates, and that's what we're looking for. You know what, I'm just going to take it all out now, because inevitably at some point this is what I'm going to be using, so I may as well have it all taken out and get rid of that last plastic bag. And that's not the right one either. What am I missing here? Oh, there it is. It was the one that I haven't picked up. And I presume, no, it can't be that. So yeah, I will probably be a little bit slow during this section, and probably a little bit quiet as well, because we're going to have to concentrate quite deep on this, because it's all black, so it's already not super clear in the instructions. It's all, the directions on here are quite small, so it's very hard for me to make out. And I'm really struggling to find the pieces already. I just suspect that, you know, when you get so far into these Technic builds, especially with all the pieces pinned together, if you make a mistake, it can become an absolute chore trying to sort of reverse the build back to, you know, where it was last right. So I'm just trying to just be doubly confident in what I'm doing here. So apologies if I'm on the quiet side, but you know, feel free to chat away if you wish. Now, it's different on that side, isn't it? Right. Yeah, so it's a 2 and then a 1. Alright. Also, I was particularly looking forward to this stage of the build. And it is just a big mass of black. It's kind of like a... Oh, stupid. Something's not right here. What have I done? That's in the wrong place. This is exactly what I was worried about. Especially because you put these plates on as well, and then it locks the sort of Technic bricks in place. Let's just make sure these are lining up properly on each side. don't know how important it is that these are in the right place. There may be a case, there's a lot of the little, these little sort of Technic connectors that have like the anti-stub on the other side, so you can use them for taps, and they might go into certain places, so there might be a very particular reason why the pins are being used, where they're being used, so I just don't, don't want to mess this build up. What do you guys think about the digital instructions? Anyone here a fan, or would we generally prefer paper-based instructions? All right. I suspect this comes across as a pretty uninteresting build at this stage as well. I just think it's going to be another mistake. This is just becoming a bit of a joke now. I think that goes like that. Does that make sense? Right, that seems a bit more logical. Okay. We're alright, we're okay. Yes, it's going to be a very iterative process. I can see myself going forward and backwards and forward and backwards quite a bit through this. Like I said, apologies, probably not the most exciting stage of the build. You know, if you sort of watched any of the previous footage, actual train itself, the station itself, it's a fantastic build. It's really interesting. There's some things going on there, lots of columns and stuff like that, and it's really nice. It's much more fun. Right. 1, 2, 3. Technic was never something that I was massively interested in either. Never really had that. I think when I was younger, I maybe had the odd Technic set here and there, but it's not something I was ever particularly interested in. I sort of understand the benefits of sort of building with Technic for these more structural builds, because it does provide a real sort of level of integrity and all the rest of it, and it just helps pull these larger sections together and hold them together, so I do get it. But I don't find it particularly fun. Especially when it's just a case of inserting pin after pin into various Technic codes. It's not the most exciting or enjoyable build experiences. Okay, just a little bit simple. Right, this goes on like another thing I always find difficult is just getting all of the, so we've got like 6 pins run across the length of this little section that we've built, and see just getting them all lined up so they all push in together. Never, hasn't worked at all. I'm going to do this slightly different way. Section all done. I think that actually probably sits atop here, maybe somewhere And I got a feeling it is somewhere in there because we've got like this hole, which presumably is for the stair access. I forgot to put a piece on. I've just noticed. Sebastian says hello. Hi there, Sebastian. Hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in. What do you think of this station? It's a pretty cool build. I'm not going to pretend that I'm enjoying the bit I'm building at the minute though, because I'm rubbish with Technic. Sebastian is from the BrickLink designer program. So I'll show you the box. So these are they are official Lego sets, but they're actually designed by folk like you and I, and then they go through a process via BrickLink of being selected for production and distribution. So this is the set here. You can see the BrickLink logo up in the corner here. Yeah, so they've done multiple series of these. They're continuing to run it every kind of quarter. There's like 6 sets get put forward for crowdfunding and are made available to purchase. Apologies guys, I haven't had any dinner yet, so I'm going to be a bit rude and eat whilst I'm streaming here. Yeah, so yeah, no, they're oh yes, Kusu was kind of prior to all of this, so they did like that, and then there was like a series with so this was prior to Lego buying over BrickLink, so they had obviously Kusu, or what do you call it, and then they did like a series of BrickLink builds that were available, and then Lego bought it over and have started pumping these sets out sort of on a more regular basis. It's cool because you get, access to sets that, Lego wouldn't ordinarily produce. And obviously provides a platform for, the likes of you and I to come up with a great set and sort of get it put into production. So a lot of these sets, so originally whenever this started out, and this was the case for like the first sort of BrickLink line of sets, it was basically like a second chance for people that had put sets forward for Lego ideas and that they weren't successful. There's some really interesting sets kind of come out of it. Yeah, so I've built a few of them so far. I don't have so many from like the original line of sets that were produced. I have one like a monorail, which is really cool. There's another one I want. There's like this bikes. It's like a wee sort of mobile bike rental van, and I'd really love it as well. But I never quite got the opportunity to pick that up. And for what it is now, it's actually quite expensive. So like I said, apologies, I'm just going to have a wee bit of food here whilst I'm streaming this. They're really unprofessional, but I'm hungry. glad when this here section's finished, to be honest. No, you can, yeah. Nice spot. Yeah, I've actually been building them recently. I'll show you in a second. I built one of them. He's actually just sitting right in front of me here. So I built it's just, so one of them's just an upscaled minifigure. So it's just a generic upscaled minifigure. And the other one obviously is an upscaled Octane minifigure. So here's this dude. But he's class. I love him. Fully posable, everything moves. Head twists, and then inside I've actually got the minifigure version of the upscaled one, or scaled up minifigure. Driving his big robot body, so I guess class. So I've got him. Obviously you can see the Octane one in behind me there. There's also a pirate, which Captain Red Deer, which I do have, but I haven't built him yet. So he's a Lego House exclusive. Ratatouille has sort of bypassed me, so funny, this is the second Ratatouille reference I've had recently, and I just don't really know the movie, so I've never really watched it. Remy the Mouse, is it? But yeah, so there's also that pirate then, which, as I said, was a Lego House exclusive. But I had a friend who was over and brought it back for me, so I haven't quite decided whether I'm going to build him or not. It seems shame not to, but. And then there's a mini upscaled Space Baby, or scaled up rather. So again, I haven't built that yet either, but that's very much on the agenda as well. And then there is rumoured. Oh, fantastic! I've really got to watch Ratatouille. That sounds class. I don't know why it has just bypassed me as a movie, but a few people have been talking about it recently randomly. So I might have to put it on the watch list. There's also rumoured to be a blue scaled up space minifigure coming out next year. It is a rumour, so we'll take it with a pinch of salt, but I think that'll be class. If it does happen, I suspect it will. It's coming from a pretty decent source. I suspect there won't be. And the reason I say that is there has been a Ratatouille set that has hit the necessary 10,000 votes in Lego Ideas on multiple occasions, and it never gets selected. And that just seems odd, to be honest, that a set would meet the fan criteria so much, but always fail at the selection stage. So my gut feeling is there's got to be a reason for that. They were pretty relentless at the minute with their set racing. And yeah, time and money it just makes the whole hobby very, very challenging. I've sort of cut back on my band quite a bit of it. But I do have an enormous backlog to work through, so that's got to be my priority. these two sets here and this one. So this is the Market Square, medieval Market Square. It's out at the minute, but it's retiring this year. It's just a Lego icon set. It's pretty neat. And that's all one set. I've just separated on the two shots. And then that's the Nice Castle, which is also retiring this year. So I picked that up a few years ago actually at the opening of the Lego store in Dublin. And it's a really good build. Thoroughly enjoyed every second of it. And actually beside it is the Forestmen hideout, which was a little gift for purchase not so long ago. It's like that was a wee bit harder to see, so I have a few of them actually. I've only built the one, but I do have a few of them in the collection. But yeah, the Nice Castle is kind of a recreation of an older castle from way back in the day. It's pretty cool. Kuzinamics? Jay. How you doing, man? Thank you for dropping by. Hope you're well. That's not a great design. Just one of those tasks that you put off and put off and put off, isn't it? You have much of the sort. Anything interesting hiding under there? I'm building a Lego station from the BrickLink designer program. Just let me pop these last few pieces on here and then I'll hold the box up and let you have a wee look at it. It is cracking set. JK, I'll check your channel out whenever I finish up. There we go. So that's tonight's build, or that's the build that we're continuing tonight. So it's a Studgate station, it's called 910002, so it's a pretty epic train station. There's the rear of it as well. You get a slightly different profile of the station. You can kind of see nicely down through there to give you a bit of a scale. It's an utterly fantastic build, and I think it's hard to actually appreciate how big it is until you see it sort of taking shape in front of you. So we finished the whole downstairs section. Now we're just putting together the upstairs. And I'm just going to take another wee bit of food here. Food's already eating on the screen. I'm sure this isn't good etiquette at all. Yeah, it's pretty epic chat. I really like these BrickLink design programs. That's they're maybe not as finessed as official Lego builds, but they definitely open up some set options that Lego don't really cater too much for, so. So is this just like basically a big pot of Lego that you have pulled together from sets that you've broken down over the years, or it's a real process getting everything sorted, isn't it? To see, even you're working with all this black, the instructions are so hard to make out, especially when they're digital. Hate the digital instructions, not gonna lie. JK, I would love to. I don't really know how to do that right here, right now. But I will have a look out for you once I kind of get finished on this live, and I will sort of share the details for future streams, if that's good. If you'd be happy to let me do that, I'd appreciate it. I don't really get a huge amount of interaction in my life, to be honest, and I don't so much mind that because I'm only really here to build. I just enjoy building. I just think it's nice to sort of offer up the build as a share, really, you know, so other people can kind of watch or join in or whatever, if they feel that way. But it'd be nice to get a few people on here to chat going. Yeah, I know, Sebastian, there's so many times I've bought like bulk Lego off other people, you know, second hand, and you just get this big pot. You do get loads and loads of instructions with it as well, but it's very hard to sort of make head or tail of them sometimes and actually produce whatever you think's meant to be in there. You spend a lot of time sort of rifling through, looking for a piece that you know is sort of a bit more specific to a set, and then you sort of work back from there, don't you? There's a bit of a hand, but it's lovely when you get everything sorted, it's all tied up, your sets are all built up again, and you can kind of enjoy them. Alright. There's Podrag. How you doing, man? I'm really good, thank you. Hope you're well. I'm being very rude on this stream because I'm actually eating my dinner at the same time. Just a really odd set of events tonight that kind of led to me not having any food, and then going live, and then all of a sudden food appeared. So if I kind of break away from the screen every now and again, it's because I'm having a wee cheeky bite in my dinner. Well, I know that's stage one, really, isn't it? Get everything sorted. And it's easy to look for what you want, and then it's also a bit easier to understand what you might be missing. It's still an absolute process. I have an absolute shed load of Lego. It's all up in I have a Lego room up in my garage, which I just don't have full access to yet because it still needs a bit of sorting. I need to get my tables and stuff in for my layout. And it's absolutely full of all sorts of pieces, and I have started the process of sorting. And a lot of it's easy enough to sort because it's kind of bulk that I purchased, you know, from maybe BrickLink or off the pick a big wall or something like that. Then I've loads of big pots of bulk Lego that I've bought off people, and obviously it's just an absolute mess. And I went through and washed it all, and it's all been washed and cleaned up, but it's now sitting in big containers, and I was like, how did I work my way through this? But the only way I can work my way through it is just to sit down and systematically pull stuff out and sort it. So it has to be done. But food language chat, yeah, I'm really pushing it as a guy here multitasking. Maybe doing a bit too much. I just want to eat it before it gets cold because it's delicious. My wife makes the best homemade chips. No, not really anything new, Paul Greg. I can't think of anything anyway since we last spoke. I'm just kind of working through all the stuff I have. There's nothing really that massively appeals to me. There's a few sets actually that are retiring. I do have my eyes on, but I'm not sure if I'm going to get them or not. One of them is the Snow White's Cottage, which I quite like the idea of, but I don't know if I want to spend the money on it or not. There we go, so that's that section built, and that's all of the bags built. That moves on to bags number 14, so again I suspect there's a few of them, and I think we're just starting to build up the structure on the top of this now. And then we'll be able to get into slightly more interesting building because we're putting the detail in, building the walls and all that jazz, so kind of looking forward to that. Three bags from stage 14, and then we're using quite a few of these for larger plates too. I can't work out what size they are though. 1, 2, 3, so hard to see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think they're 12. I think it's these. So what way we set up here? We're looking at it this way. And we've got an overhang of at least 1, maybe 2. I'm finding this extraordinarily hard to follow, not gonna lie. I've got an idea. So these absolutely line up with that. And look at these bits on. Actually going down the instructions a little bit just to make this process a little bit easier for me. I'm just starting to work out exactly what way the plates are meant to go lining up. But these ones are pretty obvious because they line up with the existing plate. And I should be able to sort of work things out really from there. So this sits out in 1 for me. I'll just get it all loose in place and then I can press it all down. Sometimes to get all this plate pressed down so it's just attached to every slot underneath. I think we're good. I'm actually going to pause the stream for a wee second. I'll be right back with another one in just a moment. I just want to go out. I don't like eating with them on this. I'm going to go and finish my food. And then I'll be straight back.